Good morning, class. Just wanted to start the video out this week. I want to apologize about getting this out on a Tuesday. Normally, I'd like to get this out on a Monday, but unfortunately, I was ill over the weekend and unable to um, complete this prior to today. I wouldn't have been able to talk more than a couple minutes without having to cough. So I wanted to apologize about that. But my normal goal is to do these once every week to give you a quick wrap up of the previous week and a preview of the coming up week. As we do wrap up week one, I want to say how great you guys did on the introductions. It was really fun to see you guys. One of the downfalls of online education is trying to create that face-to-face experience that we would have if we were all sitting in a classroom together and learning this exciting material. However, that's obviously not an option. We're here virtually for a reason, and we need to use the technology that we have available to us to do so. So I just wanted to say, thank you for that. I also want to say thank you for your patience with the dates. I'm not quite sure where the lost in translation came across in terms of why those dates not transfer over. However, every date should be corrected right now. You'll see information as it becomes available to you starting the week it's supposed to. Of the utmost importance, if you have yet to turn in your health history form to the Dropbox, please make sure that you do that immediately. Just a reminder that I cannot accept your exercise starting this week if I do not have that form in the Dropbox. Once you have submitted to the Dropbox, then please mail that form to Joanne McPherson. That address is included on the front of the news feed. If you have already sent the form into Amanda Carpenter, please do not worry. Amanda will forward all those over to Joanne, and they will get to the rightful place. So please don't be concerned about that at all. One quick thing I did want to address is grading. I don't think I addressed that in my week one introduction, but I do want to quickly discuss grading. Your grades for each assignment will be finalized 1 week after they are due. So, for example, Sunday, you had your discussion due as well as your quiz. So by this coming up Sunday, your discussion and your quiz will be graded if they haven't been done so already. I tried to do the quizzes as they came available, especially if some of you guys had questions. As far as quizzes go, please do not be discouraged. I manually grade every test. Every quiz that comes through. So when we get to quizzes 1 and 2 that encompass information at the beginning of the chapter as well as the final, there are some short answers and there's some fill in the blanks. Unless you put the answer in the exact same way that I have it, including capitalization, commas, and all that stuff, the computer will mark it wrong. Please do not be discouraged if you get a 2 or 3 out of 15 on a coming up quiz. Okay, that's not your final grade. That I will go back in and manually grade them. Okay, so please don't be concerned about that. If you have any questions about that, though, please do not hesitate to email me. As far as my Google Hangout goes, you have the link for that. I will have that up full time every day. Once my high school year ends, I'll be done at school June 6th. So starting June 7th, I will have that up during the day. If you get into your Hawkmail, log into your Google account that you have attached to that, log into your Hangouts, type in my email address. It should bring you right into my Hangout page and we can have a discussion if so needed. Looking forward this week, you have a discussion board that is due, initial post due by Wednesday, 2 follow-ups by Sunday, as well as a worksheet that is due. Okay, so now let's get into chapter 1 a little bit. Introduction to Wellness, Fitness, and Lifestyle Management. When I'm going over a chapter, I want to make sure that you understand what I'm focusing on. My goal with this is to highlight information that's going to help you in one of a couple places. 1, with the discussion board for that week. 2, with the worksheet or assignment that you have that's associated with that chapter. And 3, preparing you for the final exam. Okay, so those are a couple things that I want to focus on as we go through. Right off on page 2, we focus on the first 2 highlighted words right there are health and wellness. And sometimes people use them interchangeably, but they're not really interchangeable words. So if we look at the word health, the overall condition of body or mind and the presence or absence of illness or injury, which is important. That's what our health is. However, wellness is the optimal health and validity encompassing all dimensions of well-being. So if we look at the dimensions of health on page 2, they have come out as physical, emotional, intellectual, interpersonal, cultural, spiritual, environmental, financial, and occupational. Okay. Now, in order for our well-being to happen, we need all of these aspects to be functioning properly. And one aspect not functioning properly can have a negative effect on all those things. Obviously, we know if we have financial issues at home, how that affects our home environment, how that might affect what we're doing spiritually, how that might affect us physically. So there are a lot of aspects of this that kind of tie together. If you look on the top of page 3, there's a very nice color-coded graph that gives you the information that can help you kind of, see what falls into those categories. That's important because this is the foundation for the week 1 assignment. Okay. The next couple pages include some readings as far as those descriptions and things like that. Okay. The next page I'd like you to focus on is turning to page 10. Page 10 will give you the benefits of physical activity. And I like that they use the term physical activity instead of exercise, because I think some people think they need to always be exercise is the only way that they can become healthy and keep their body in tune. But in my opinion, that's not really the case. As far as there's some cardiorespiratory benefit to anything we do if we get the heart rate elevated to a certain level for a certain amount of time. For me, it takes me about 45 minutes to mow my grass. If it's a hot enough day, my heart rate is getting elevated. I don't purposely walk at a pretty good clip to make sure that I'm getting some type of benefit from it, but I don't think people were looking at mowing grass as exercise. Is it physical activity? Absolutely. I help to coach my kids' teams, baseball and soccer and softball. I walk the dog. We play around in the backyard, so there are a bunch of things that we're doing that are physical activity that can give us a benefit, but aren't necessarily labeled as exercise. And I think that's important to remember is as we go through this, you'll understand we'll discuss more about what your levels for cardiorespiratory benefit are as we move forward. But it's important to remember, as long as your heart rate is getting elevated, just do something. If you have a regimen right now that you do, stick with it. If you need to, start one, make it as easy as just walking around the block. We look on page 12. There actually is a section of the book specifically for college students and their wellness. And I think that's just important just to kind of read over and understand that stuff. On page 14, we discuss motivation. And some of you guys are probably very self-motivated when it comes to exercise and working out and physical activity, but not everyone is. I am not a self-motivator with activity. My wife, however, is. She's very self-motivated. She can get up. She can do what she needs to do on a daily basis as far as her exercise goes and physical activity. I, on the other hand, am not that way. I need to have that motivation. And, and the self-motivation comes from different things, just wanting to be a better person. And some people use goal setting as a motivational tool. And that comes along with coming up with your own personalized plan. And when we think of goals, we don't need to think of something that's lavish. Okay. So, for me, my reward always is if I do something well, or I reach a goal or a milestone, I always treat myself to a or chocolate chip cookie dough blizzard from Dairy Queen. That's normally my treat. Sometimes then I bring in the self-control of, do I order a small, medium, or large? So there's multiple factors playing in there, but it can be simple. It doesn't have to be lavish. If you're a movie goer and there's a new movie out, make a goal. Say, okay, look, if I do 3 nights a week of walking for 45 minutes at a moderate pace, and I get my heart rate in my approved range, which we'll go over in a couple weeks, I'm going to go watch this movie on Friday night after my walk. It's something that can be as very simple as that. It does not have to be lavish. One thing, though, is you got to make your goals realistic. Okay, so unless otherwise directed by a physician, safely, you can lose 1 pound to 1.5 pounds a week of body weight and be safe. So if your goal is to say, I want to lose 25 pounds by June 30th, well, we're already at May 30th right now. Even at 1.5 pounds a week, that's only 6 pounds. Or I'm sorry. Yes, 6 pounds. So really that's not a realistic goal. However, 20 pounds by, say, Labor Day, because you want to go to Ocean City over Labor Day weekend, something that's very, very doable. And that, so one thing, you want your goals be obtainable, be realistic, and, make the reward at the end fun. If you like to go to Texas Roadhouse and eat, you like the sirloin steak and the salad and sweet potato, make that your goal. Your goal can be whatever you want to be. Just make sure, one, it's attainable. Two, it's something that you would really enjoy doing. Or you're just, you need to find that motivation somewhere. And it's important to be able to do those things. Okay. When you look at page 18, it does give you frequency. It also discusses the SMART, specific, and this is what you use the SMART principle when you're looking to make goals. So specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, and time frame specific. If you want to say, I want to lose 20 pounds, when? By Christmas? Whatever it might be. You want to use that principle, the SMART principle, to make goal specific ideals for yourself as far as your personalized exercise plan go, which is very important to do. Page 19 gives you an idea of what a personal plan looks like. It's always best, if you have a partner, if you can find a partner, use a partner, whoever it might be. Maybe it might be one of your children. It might be your spouse. It might be a friend of yours. Maybe you want to go to a gym and become accountable to a personal trainer, someone that, may put you through your workouts and stuff like that every day that you go. Whatever it is, find that person to be accountable to. And maybe, like I said, maybe that person can be yourself. But, being accountable to someone else, it makes it a whole lot easier when the alarm rings at 5 o'clock in the morning to get up. And you don't want to disappoint the person you're meeting, so you get up. All right. So I just wanted to focus. That's it for chapter 1. On chapter 23, page 23, you'll see your wellness profile. Okay. I only want you to do the front and back of that page. So 23 and 24, that'll be the assignment that's due on Sunday. Again, that is submitted to the Dropbox. There is a Dropbox there for the wellness profile. If you have any issues with anything, please do not hesitate to email me. If it's something specific or personal, please use email. Do not use discussion boards to discuss personal issues. Please make sure that we need to maintain that confidentiality as best we can. If there's something that you need, please make sure that you are emailing me versus posting on the discussion board. We're going to have a great week. Looking forward to some of the discussions, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.